I always believed that marriage was built on forgiveness. Sarah used to tell me, nobody's perfect, Ethan. Love means choosing each other again and again. And I did, every single time. I believed every word she said, even when her eyes started saying something else entirely. It began subtly, late nights at work. Her phone always flipped face down, laughter that no longer included me. I told myself she was just tired, that I was imagining things. Love does that. It teaches you to doubt yourself before you ever doubt them. Then one Friday night, she came home wearing the perfume I bought her for our anniversary. Only this time, it smelled different, stronger, newer, as if it wasn't meant for me. She was humming softly, slightly tipsy, her lipstick smudged. I asked, half joking, rough day? She smirked. Just drinks with coworkers. You worry too much. Her tone felt rehearsed, like a line she practiced. I laughed it off, but something inside my chest tightened and I couldn't let it go. The next morning, while I was making coffee, her phone buzzed on the counter. A message preview flashed before the screen went dark. Last night was worth every risk. My hand froze mid-pour. The sound of coffee dripping filled the silence. It might as well have been thunder. When I confronted her, she didn't even deny it. She sighed, looking more annoyed than guilty. Ethan, it was just a one-night stand. Harmless. It didn't mean anything. Harmless. That word slammed through me like metal against stone. I stared at the woman I'd built my entire life around. And she laughed, actually laughed. You're acting like I killed someone, she said, rolling her eyes. Something inside me died quietly right then, not with rage, not with shouting, but with a silence that changed everything. I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I just nodded and said softly, You're right. Maybe I am overreacting. That night, I lay beside her for the last time, pretending everything was normal. I kissed her forehead before switching off the light, and she smiled, believing the storm had passed. The next morning, I got up early, told her I was heading to work, but instead, I went to the bank. For years, I'd handled all our finances, bills, savings, the mortgage. She'd never cared to learn. By noon, I had transferred nearly all our joint savings into a new account under my name, completely legal, completely mine. She still had her salary, but everything else, the house, the investments, I secured quietly. Over the next few days, I played my role perfectly. Dinner, small talk, light laughter. She truly thought she'd gotten away with it. She believed I'd forgiven her. Then Friday came, exactly 1 week after her harmless mistake. I left work early, bought her favorite flowers, and sent her a text. Let's have dinner tonight. Just us. She replied almost instantly. Finally, I knew you'd get over it. That night, candles flickered across the table. I poured her wine, listened to her chatter about weekend plans, smiled at all the right moments. She had no clue that I'd already spoken to a lawyer that morning, or that the papers were already filed. Halfway through dinner, I handed her an envelope. She frowned. What's this? I smiled gently. Just something harmless. Inside were printed copies of her texts, photos, and the transfer receipts. Every dollar she thought was still ours, already protected. She went pale. Ethan, what is this? I leaned back, calm and steady. You said it was just one night, so I'm treating it the same way. One decision. Harmless. And now it's over. Tears filled her eyes. The same woman who had laughed at my pain now begged through trembling lips. You can't do this, Ethan. We can fix this. I looked at her, really looked. The fear in her voice, the panic in her eyes. And for the first time, I didn't feel heartbreak. I felt peace. You laughed? I said quietly. Do you still think it's harmless? She didn't answer. She just stared at the papers, her hands shaking. I stood up, looked at the woman I once loved one last time, and walked out. No door slam. No goodbye. Just silence, loud, final, and absolute. That weekend, she called nonstop. Dozens of missed calls, endless texts. I didn't respond. Her last message read, Please, Ethan, I made a mistake. But some mistakes change everything. 3 weeks later, a mutual friend told me Sarah had moved out of the house and was staying with her sister. I didn't feel satisfaction. Not revenge, just relief. That day, I realized something. Sometimes getting even isn't about hurting them back. It's about reclaiming your peace. Months passed. I started running again. Picked up photography. Traveled alone for the first time. Freedom didn't feel like vengeance anymore. It felt like clarity. One evening, standing on a quiet Oregon beach, watching the sun melt into the ocean, my phone buzzed. A message from Sarah. I miss you. I ruined everything. I typed a reply, then deleted it. Some stories don't need an ending. They just need silence. I turned off my phone and watched the waves crash, soft, endless, beautiful, just like love once felt, until it broke. And in that moment, I finally understood betrayal doesn't destroy you. It reveals who they truly are and who you're meant to become without them. Maybe that's not revenge. Maybe that's redemption.